Sound has always been a part of my life. Healing is my own journey and it is a process of self realization. There is that hope, there is that faith. Repair in your breath is the repair in your sound. Repair in your sound is in the repair of in your breath. How is this sound making you feel? What is this sound doing to you while you're experiencing it? Also, after. Your question was self healing about the instruments, right? I also want to speak a little bit about it. When I pick up a singing bowl and when I play my singing bowl, does the size of a singing bowl matter? Does the sound of the singing bowl matter? Does the shape of a singing bowl matter? Is it? No, none of these matter. What matters is what that sound is doing to you. Pick up any instrument or pick up no instrument, connect to any sounds outside you. What that sound is doing to you in this moment. We humans have the ability to push all those sounds aside and to focus on the sound that which I want to hear in this moment. Is there a sound in the background right now, Gauri?
Yes.
Now that you pay attention to, yes.
Yes.
Did you know about it a second back?
No.
Why?
Because that awareness and intent was not there.
Absolutely. And as simple as this. But you also cannot ignore any sounds in the background.
Yes.
You always include them.
But you can choose to attach or detach from it. Is
Why do
how
you
we want
also
to
want
say
to
it.
detach and detach? Why do you want to detach and attach to those sounds? Let them be where they are. You
So
can
you
remain with your
just
sound.
so you just have to be aware of it.
Always. Anything that you ignore takes the center stage. This was told to me by my very dear friend Revati. Now, when she says anything that you ignore takes the center stage, she's only speaking about any of these emotions, any of the family members, or any of your life situations, events that have happened to you or with you in the past. If you ignore any of these, and if those are suppressed or pushed under the carpet, those will get triggered and they'll take a center stage. Until those have been addressed and those have been taken care of. Doesn't that apply with the sounds as well? If I am constantly ignoring any sound, that means I am trying to ignore and not acknowledge something. So, when it
Yes.
comes to self healing, and when you're using a singing bowl or a hum, the whole process, please remember, is the remember of self realization. So, what happens here is when you start experiencing sounds, you will slow down and realize what is going on within you. The moment you realize, will you know what do you want to do about it? The action is equally important, and that will come into picture, or you will take the action only and only when you've internalized it.
So the question here is, if somebody comes and says, "No, I cannot hear a sound,"
Oh yeah, they do. They do.
or the sound is not making me feel anything.
Right?
Have you come across cases like this where somebody has come and said, "No, I can't hear the sound," or "I
Yeah.
can't feel the sound," and
Yeah.
how will you explain this?
This is a very interesting question. This has happened many a times. You know, when I told you that go connect with your heartbeat,
Yes.
you know, people have told me that I can't feel my heartbeat. Come on, I can't feel it. I'm like, even after you put your hand, you cannot feel it. I'm like, no, I can't feel my heartbeat. And then after a few minutes is when that person says that I am able to feel it only because now that I've slowed down and now that I'm not in my head space, but now that I've started connecting to my body. So between these two, it can take a few hours or a couple of days. I've had people coming to the sound baths and telling me that I couldn't feel the sounds in my body at all. And I'm like, yes, that's exactly how it is supposed to be. I cannot play the sounds for you. I cannot play the sounds for each individual in this group session. My job is to play the sounds through certain parameters that I've probably set for myself, and then I need to let go of those, which is how am I listening to the sound? Am I even in this moment present fully while I am playing all these sounds? Am I still enough? Or am I wandering everywhere else and I'm playing my instruments? Even if that is the case, I have to remind myself to come back to this present moment and play from that state of stillness. Way you listen to sounds is not in my hands. My job is to play my instruments. Your job is to listen to your sounds.
So
And
if
you will listen from your own perspective, come what may, no matter what.
so if in a setup of a receiving sound, if somebody comes to you and say that I cannot perceive sound, or I'm not able to feel it or hear a sound, or I'm not able to connect to the sound, why would that happen?
Now, honestly, as a facilitator, I am not in a place to ever say, why did this happen to you? Because the way sound flows into you or for you, or the way you connect or perceive the sounds, is never in a facilitator's hands. But I'll never be able to speak about it. But I can always speak about myself. So, what happens to me when I am not able to feel or connect with the sounds? God, it's as simple as this. To understand sound is to understand yourself. When I am not able to feel connected to the sounds, the way I connect with the sounds, all of it depends upon the way I'm connected with myself in this moment. I'll give you a very, very, very simple and a physical example for you to understand, okay? I'd hurt my ankle.
Hmm.
I was not well. I picked up a bowl, I put the bowl on my ankle, and I started playing it to reduce the inflammation. That part of my body, my ankle, couldn't feel vibrations at all. It's as simple as this. As and how the healing started happening, my body also could feel, or my ankle also started feeling the vibrations from the same bowl. So if and and that vibration touches your heart, touches your soul, touches each and every cell of your body. So you don't need 10 different instruments, or you don't need the body to be closely connected to an instrument. Any of those things are not required. What's important is your connection with yourself. This is something which is the ultimate way. Once again, the way you connect to yourself is the way you connect to your breath, vice versa as well. The way you are connected with yourself is exactly the way you are also connected with your life, and vice versa. As simple as this. So your connection with yourself is very, very important, and that is why pay attention on the little habits of yours. Pay attention to how you're thinking, how you're also not thinking. Read good books. See how you scroll on your instrument. Yeah, Instagram. Sorry, how you scroll through your Instagram. How the kind of movies that you watch. Everything that you're doing or everything that is happening to you in your outside world is the reflection of your inside world. And if at all this is true, and if you can believe in this statement even for a moment, then you might as well look who you are from within. As simple as this. And I think healing is always self healing, and it is never about healing others. All right. When I say that, what am I actually trying to say is, we've been talking about this sound and breath and silence, and sound brings movement to your breath, and sound changes your breath, and all of this. What is this exactly doing is, when you experience sounds, start practicing sounds with an intention to heal yourself. It is bringing movement, and it is bringing movement to the life force within, to the prana within, that which is stuck, which is blocked because of obviously the sedentary lifestyle, the stress, my disconnection with myself, or many factors that come into picture. When I apply sounds to who I am in this moment, I am applying sounds to all of it together, which is focused on bringing movement to this brand.
So in this case, I would want to share this and ask you a question from that experience, that when you use that bowl or like we said, you start humming and you see, you said your hum will be different, it may not be this long, or when you strike a bowl it will sound different. So when you start living that life, uh, which is in a flow, the sound of any instrument that you're using, whether it's a bowl or your own sound, will expand with that flow and you will feel it.
I just said everything outside you is the reflection of your inside world. Think about it. Can the sound of the bowl physically change?
No.
Or is it my perspective changing? Or is it the way I am playing it is changing? Today, let me give you an example. Let's take this example. If I am working on my anger issues for that matter, okay, I'll pick up a bowl and the way I strike it is going to reflect my anger. My anger is going to reflect on that bowl because the way I strike also will be with that anger. My force, the action, all of it will be that. As the sound changes or helps me or assists me in changing this anger, which can take a month and year, I have no idea how long that takes. Because at the end of the day, it is the process of self realization, how sincere I am, how dedicated I am, how much am I willing to work on my own self. All of these things matter, right? Depending upon all of these, if at all sound is helping me change that anger and help me change that anger into calmness for that matter, or if it is helping me to let go of that anger, the way I'm striking changes. Remember, every sound has a consciousness attached.
Yes.
So, is it the sound of the bowl that is expanding, or is it because of my strike that the bowl is sounding different and I'm also listening different?
Yes, because when I have taken the bowl and yes, I've tried to rim it, the first few times I have realized that when my thoughts were in a complete awareness to my breath and a consciousness, the bowl was rimming very well.
Hmm.
The movement, they were distracted
Hmm.
because of whatever a reason, even for a split of second,
Correct.
had the sound of disturbance.
Right.
And that's exactly what you are trying to, what you are
Perfect.
saying ki, that's how you will start realizing how to hear a reflection of inside to the outside.
As simple as this. I internalize the sound. That is why listen to your sound. That is why pay attention to what you're listening and how your bowl or how your voice is sounding in this moment. Your voice will exactly reflect the way you're feeling in this moment. However confident I am on a stage, if I am nervous, my voice will shiver no matter what. Admitting and acknowledging that my voice is shivering helps me settle in that moment. Acceptance is the key again. Most of the time, we are living with our eyes closed because we are afraid to accept what is, because we are also afraid to face our own self. We don't want to get ourselves into a situation that can make you feel bad or that can trigger your fears or trauma, right?
Yes.
But that's how you heal yourself, by facing yourself.
So sound, does sound work for things like anger management? Like you have already mentioned that it works for anger management, insomnia, or settling your breath. But does sound only work on a lifestyle or a traumas or a emotional healing, or does it also work for people who want to heal physically? Because currently there is so much of confusion for a layman to understand when should I go to the sound, or is it for me?
Even though people consider sound as a healing tool or a technique, I have come to a realization through all these years of my own practice with sounds is that sound is a way of life. Sound becomes a part of your life. You can't let go of a sound at any point in time. I'll simplify this. Yes, sound does assist in healing on physical, mental, emotional levels. We've had cases where we have seen changes in a person's behavior, like ADHD children, OCD patients. We've seen changes in their behavior. They have courage to come out of their room and to not clean at least for an hour. We have seen changes in these ADHD children where they've started solving their maths problem. But we don't want to promise any kind of healing to anyone because there are many factors again that come into picture. How patient are you? How willing are you? How consistent will you be to come to us? All these patients who have seen changes with sounds is because they come to us on regular basis, they are consistent, and the session go on for months together. There is no quick fix when it comes to sound therapy. You can't walk in today and you tell me that I want to heal my insomnia forever, or I want to take care of my overthinking forever. No, it doesn't happen so. Are you willing to go back home and take the responsibility of healing yourself? I am not going to sit here and heal you. That's not my job. My job is to one, play sounds for you, and then two, make you realize that you can also play sounds for yourself. And if you cannot do the latter, then you cannot heal yourself. So you have to take your responsibility of healing yourself. As sound practitioner, we don't just focus on physical or the emotional or the mental healing. We are working on helping or assisting our clients take one next step towards their own healing, towards into their own journey. And if we can do that, I think we are sorted.
So, can you explain? Is there something like a sound talk, or it's just about bowls and sound instruments and all of that, or there is something like a sound talk?
Look, when we talk about these sound talks, okay, what we are normally doing is we are trying to uh, help our clients dig deeper within themselves, to question in a way where they can go deeper within to find out the core problem from where all of it arose. So, if we can go deeper to figure out that core problem where all of it arose, be easier for client to know that this is my core problem and this is my repeated emotion. And if I can take care of that part of me, then I'll be able to take care of me as a whole. So, sound talk is basically to help people go deep within themselves and question to find out what is it that is troubling them, not on the superficial level, but from the core.
Like we said, ki when you're working on yourself or you take a responsibility, I also need to understand that it's going to be a messy work. It's not about the roses that, oh, tomorrow I'm a healed self, or I have come, I have done this. And how do you perceive healing? How would you explain this word healing? Because there is, everyone feels that I've come for a session and it's a healing. So it's like taken as today as a spa effect.
Hmm.
So, is it how healing is according to you, or what is your experience is that you would want to add to this?
Again, as I said, that I can't speak for others, but I can always speak for myself. Detoxes are never easy, right?
Yes.
When you detox, you know that you let go, and you're letting go of that which you've experienced and that which has become a part of you, and that which you know that you must detach with so that you can move further in your life.
Yes.
For me, to face myself has been the most difficult thing, and I'll never deny that. For me to confess in front of my daughter that yes, I did get angry on you and I've also slapped you once or twice was not easy. But the day I did that, I saw that little shift in my daughter eyes, and then she comes back to me and she says, I think you must have gotten angry on me because you might have not understood what else to do. I'm like, oh my god, wow, really? So yeah, detoxes are never easy, but if you've realized that you're healing, and if you're able to confess that I was someone else yesterday, and if I am a healed self today, then I take responsibility of who I was yesterday, who I am today, and whoever I will be tomorrow. I want to be responsible for everything that I do, feel, emote, express, all of it.
So, do we keep running behind this space of healing from one place to another and try to find out that, oh, I'm healing, I'm healing, I'm healing, and I want to be a better, I want to be better? How do you know when to just pause there and see whether you're running behind something, or where are you coming from?
Gauri, you're talking about different modalities here. If I have to speak only about from the perspective of sound, I have known people who want 10 different instruments and 20 different instruments to heal themselves, and they feel incomplete. Only if I have that bowl can I heal myself. Only if I have a gong, I will be able to heal myself. Only if I have a right mallet will I be able to heal myself. No, that is not the truth. That is not the truth. Are you able to face yourself? Are you able to acknowledge your own emotions? Are you able to let go? Are you able to forgive? Are you able to forget? Are you able to move on? Are you able to sit beside yourself? Are you able to breathe with yourself? Are you able to confess? Are you able to confront? Are you able to speak up? Are you able to voice up? Where are all of those factors coming? Where are all those factors going? Think about so many different things. The thing is, it is not about which healing modality is helping me. May it be sound, may it be Reiki, may it be Theta, may it be hypnosis, may it be pranic healing, may it be yoga, any form of healing technique. Unless I hold an intention, I take my own responsibility, and I work on my own willingness to go within, I will not be able to change myself. And let's be very honest, who doesn't have problems in their lives? We all go through problems in our own lives in our own ways. We all do go through. But am I not supposed to learn? See, children are not supposed to be conscious. Children are just supposed to be themselves, okay?
Yes.
So, listening to this podcast of ours, I don't want parents to come back and tell me my child is not conscious. Oh, no, children are not supposed to be. Children are supposed to be themselves. Who are we as parents? Who are we as adults? How am I treating my child? How am I treating my partner in front of my child? How am I treating my own partner, or how am I treating myself? Aren't these simple questions that am I supposed to ask myself when it comes to healing?
Yes.
As simple as this. So forget about different tools and techniques. Think about the sound healing instruments. You don't have to have 10 different instruments. You have to pick up that instrument which is right in front of you in this moment, and start. Give it a start. For God's sake, give it a start and stay with it.
So, in all of this, what is sound?
Sound is purely an experience. Sound is that which is limitless. Sound is that which is here and there and everywhere, available to all of us in abundance. Sound is as is. There is no definition to sound. Please don't give any definition to sound.
How lovely.
Experience it to define it in your own way in this moment. What I know for sure, sound is that which defines me. Sound is my identity. Sound is that which brings me back to this present moment.
So, can you explain the logo of Sound Healing India?
Haha. When I was not me, the earlier two logos of Sound Healing India were made by the so called digital team. When I started knowing myself, I exactly knew who I am in that moment when I was. So I picked up a paper, I picked up a pen, and what came was a triangle with Sound Healing India written around. All right. I wrote year in between. Year is the sound of the heart. Your first question, what is your intention? What is your purpose? Why are you perceiving sounds? Why is this your career? Because to bring harmony to people's heart. Year is the origin of my sound, and hence year. Year is my adhipati, year is my sound. I start with year. Year is that which settles me, year is that which helps me connect with my own heart, and hence the year. So I thought that maybe purple and the blue colors would define the best for the work that I do. When my teams come, when I showed this to my team, and my team says that the logo is perfect, but the colors don't suit us. We need orange. And when I kind of sat there back, meditated upon, so meditate as in I was just looking at it and I was there connected to that logo and to the colors with the orange, is when I realized, oh yeah, orange is because it's all about me. I love that color. It is the creativity, it is that which also represents me. So the triangle, the orange, the year, and Sound Healing India, all of it defines all the work that I do and all about me.
And the sound within you.
100% sound within me.
So while talking to Priyanka, we have understood such beautiful angles and perspective about this whole world of sound. And what is my takeaway? Right up to the last thing when she explained about, how why sound logo of Sound Healing India is that she's lived the whole statement of saying the outer world is a reflection of your inner world, and that has been a journey with her sound. That is a journey with her Sound Healing India, or that has been her journey with herself. And for me, the takeaway for today is I want to hear sound within me and also see a reflection of a sound that radiates from there in a world around me.
Absolutely. Beautiful. Oh, wow. Thank you. No,
Thank
if this
you.
isn't sound healing, then I don't know what is.